Having a great band with an incredible sound is only half the battle. You really need a strong online presence to grow your fan base, book gigs, and sell your music. And a professional website is essential for making it easy for fans, venues, and promoters to find and connect with you. Without one, you really risk missing out on opportunities while other bands will be getting the attention. So today, I'm gonna walk you through how to create a band website that showcases your music, attracts new listeners, and helps you land more gigs. Plus, I'll reveal the number one mistake that most bands make and how to fix it in just a few minutes. The first step in building your band's website is choosing the right website platform. And while there are plenty of options out there, my top recommendation is Wix. And I've been at this stuff for over a decade with building websites and such, but I can confidently say that Wix is the best choice for musicians. It's incredibly user-friendly, it's mobile optimized, and it offers everything that you need, like music streaming, event calendars, merchandise sales, and email signups to really grow your band's fan base. Wix is completely free to try, so you can actually start building your site without any upfront costs as well. So to begin, go ahead and click on the link right up here or check out the link in the description below. Now, by using that link, you're not just starting your website, you're also supporting me and this entire channel, and I truly appreciate that. So let's go ahead and click on that link now, and I'll walk you through this whole process. Okay, so assuming that you clicked on that link, we're gonna go ahead and go to here. This is the page you're gonna be brought up to. And what you wanna do is put your email address in here and go ahead and click on Start Now. So we'll click Start Now here. And it's gonna bring you to this page. On this page, all you need to do is fill out all your information so that we're all signed up and ready to go. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so we put our information in here and we'll go ahead and click on sign up. You can also do it with just Google or Facebook and sign in with that. I prefer an email. I just think it's better. So we'll go ahead and click on sign up. Okay, and then you're brought to this page. So who are you creating a website for? You wanna go ahead and click on the first option, myself, my business, or a friend. Go ahead and click next. And then we come to here, and this is a chat with AI. And you may think, well, I don't really want to have a chat with AI. I don't really need to. Actually, I advise that you do. And the reason for that is that what you put into here, they'll actually push to your website. And it just makes creating the website a lot easier. They do a lot of the heavy lifting this way. So we'll go ahead and click on Start Chat. And then first tell me what your site is all about. And obviously you have a band, so we're gonna go ahead and put that in here. And then right here I have a band and we're starting to book some shows. I'd like to have a website to showcase to our fans so that they can keep up with our events and attend the concerts. So we're gonna go ahead and click on next there. What is the name of your band? So you go ahead and put your band name in. And I put Ronnie on the drums. My name is Ron, by the way. Terrible name, but you get the idea. So we're going to go ahead and put that. What type of content would you like to showcase on your website? So basically looking at this, obviously we'll want to showcase what it is that we have done, our different songs, things like that, but also kind of the schedule. So we'll put some of that stuff in here. So I filled it out with, I want a page with our music, tour and event information, about us, merch, and a blog page to give updates. So we'll go ahead and click next on that. And then it asks, do you have any additional goals for your website, such as selling music or merchandise directly from the site? So I'm just gonna say yes to both of these. Actually, not so much selling the music because usually that's like Spotify and everything, but we'll say merchandise specifically, yes. So we'll say merch specifically, yes, not so much music. I feel like it's just kind of hard to sell your music through digital files. You kind of have to focus and just host it at places. So we'll go ahead and put that. And then can you tell me a little bit about the history of Ronnie and the Drums? So this is going to be whatever, the history of your band. So we'll put that in here. And I kept it generic. I just put, we have been around for 12 years. We are from Chicago, Illinois, and have a loyal fan base. So far we've put out 3 of our own albums. So we'll go ahead and click that. Okay, and then from there it says you are all set. And you can also look on the right side here. It actually has kind of a breakdown of kind of how AI is understanding your band and what it needs on the website, which is good. So we'll go ahead and click on Go to Dashboard here. And after you click on that, it's going to take a minute to actually set everything up. So just let it do what it does in the background here and give it a minute. Okay, so this is the first page that you're going to go to once it's actually done. This is what they call the CMS, the Content Management System. So this is basically the back-end administrative portal for your website. This is something that people who visit your site will never see, but you as the owner of the site can see it, log in, check out the information, right? So this is everything that you need to know. And we'll go over all this in a minute. I don't want to touch too much on it right now. What we really want to focus on right now is actually getting that site up. I told you, we would do this pretty quick. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So on the top right, we've got design site. So you want to click on that button right there. And here you have choice. How would you like to design your site? So you can customize a template or you can generate a design with AI. So as much as I like talking to AI earlier in the conversation, I actually recommend that for this, you use the customize a template option. Now, here's the thing to know about most websites. Most websites out there, they have, they've been templated. There's a template to most websites that's already built out, kind of the skeletons, if you will, or the skeleton of the site. And what you can do is you can go into there, you can customize colors, images, font, all that stuff. You can adjust it as needed, but most sites out there, most banned websites that you're going to find are going to be templates. Now, I have tried to generate designs with AI in Wix. I personally have not liked it at this point. I feel like there's just some more work that they need to do with that. So I actually recommend that you pick a template. So we're going to go ahead and pick a template for this. And then we're met with this page here. So you can see, so there's actually quite a few different band page, and then they get into musicians here as well. Band, musicians. So a lot of these really would probably work for what you need. What I would say to do is let's choose 3 different options. So just scroll, look at the different options of what you like, and then just choose 3 different options to choose from. You can go up to 5, but here you don't want to spend too much time looking at all the themes. Really, all these themes will work, every one of them. You just have to kind of go with what you think looks pretty good, and then you can adjust it. So we'll go with this one first, right? We're going to click to that one. We will go to, let's go to this one here. And then the third one, kind of a wrap thing, we'll go with that there. Okay. So then we're going to be brought into this page right here, which actually is going to be the versions of the template. So you can actually see the demo sites. I will say, let's click on view demo site. We want to see like the full version, like that. That's really a better way to see this. So we can see the full demo site this way, and you can really, like I said, choose 3, maybe 5, but choose 3. And what you could do is you can actually click around, and it basically is exactly what your site would be, right? And you can essentially adjust everything on it so that it really is related to your site. But what we want to do is look at the skeleton of it to see if this makes sense. So here we've got kind of a, I guess, logo, banner, and then tour tickets. So if you're actually touring and are selling tickets, you could do that. Latest news, this is probably where the blog kind of comes in, which is good because your fans obviously coming to your site, they want to know what's going on. New album, and showcase the new album along with being able to play the music to that album. That's a good thing for sure. Email list. This is big for any band. You want to have a big email list just so that, it's all your fans, right? So you want to connect with them. So that's all good. And then also the social media. So I like this design. I think this is good. We can click to all these different pages if we need to, but I'll just go with the home page. Next one. So this is a folk singer songwriter. So this one, it goes right into listen, and you click and it goes right into the music. Now, again, this is really designed for a folk singer, but think like, okay, we could adjust this even if we're a rock band or rap or whatever, we can adjust it to our own music. Okay. You can do that with any of these. But this one really showcases right away with the music, focuses on that, goes into selling the album if you want to try to sell the album directly. This one as well. Here it goes into the different music videos, which is kind of cool too. If you're doing that sort of thing, different live and events like that. If you're doing touring and actually selling tickets, have all that information. A little bit about the artist, whoever they may be, and then contact directly. I don't love this one as much. I just, when I think about a band, this looks like kind of more like a solo artist, right? So this one we're going to go ahead and close out. I don't really like that one. This one's also going to be a solo artist, but maybe it would work. Let's see here. So we scroll down. You can see to get the album. So if we click on get it here, so they can actually get the album right here. Like I said, it just depends on how you're doing it because usually folks with bands are on Spotify, etc. But the new album directly, obviously this image right here, which is good. A little bit of music, kind of music video, it looks like. All right, some images. This one's more, I'd say, decorative than the other ones. Then we scroll down a little bit further and it gets into the actual songs and the upcoming show. This one's good. I just feel like it doesn't really have as much as the first one, right? Just when we're comparing them. So I really like all the functionality of this one. I just think it's got everything that we really need. And it's got all the navigation here, all the different music things here, and then people can log in to actually buy stuff. So I just like this one. I tend to like this one the most. So we're actually going to say, yeah, edit this site, right? And again, whether you are a rock band like this is rock music, whether you're into rock or, rap, hip hop, whatever it may be, it really doesn't matter. You could be a folk singer. It doesn't matter. What it really matters about the site is that you understand is that this is just the skeleton of the site. So at this point, what it's going to do after we click into edit, it's going to basically load the site with everything that you really need to actually accept all the payments and do everything that you would want to do as a band. So we're going to let it do what it does here and give it a minute. Okay, and once you are done, it is actually loaded up in here. And you can see this is the site. So we technically have a site right now. Okay, technically you do have a band website. It is up. Granted, it looks like this, and if your name isn't, Ronnie on the drums, Experience the Rhythm. Sorry, I just have to laugh. Terrible name. But if this was your band, you do technically have a site. Now, obviously, you may want to change the look of things. That's totally fine. We'll talk about how to do that in a minute. But just to show you that we have a site, so I'm going to click on Publish right here. And right here, congrats, your site is published. So we'll go ahead and click on View Site. And technically speaking, you can give this URL to anybody on the internet. As long as they have that URL and they click and they look, they will be able to see your site, okay? You can also go into here, if you don't want to click publish yet, you can actually just click preview and you can always see like a live version of the site. I just prefer to publish it right then and there just so I can kind of see it live and I have the URL, etc. Now, something to note here. So if you want your own URL, right, your own domain name. So instead of this weird, for me, our last name, 129.wixsite.com / all that. And you also don't want this little ad up top here, right here. What you have to do is you actually have to get one of their paid plans. But I will say, first off, no pressure. And second off, their paid plans are actually pretty affordable. They are pretty reasonable for what they are. And a lot of the functionality that I'll go over, you would need it anyway. But to do that, to basically get your own domain, you go up here. Here it's Ronnie on the drums is actually available. So we'll go ahead and click on connect your domain. And then you can actually purchase it all through them and you're all set. And you could just get one of their plans. So I recommend that you do that, yes, because there's a lot of things like the schedule, integrating the music, the merch, etc. All that stuff and having the ability to have it all built in. It's going to be really helpful just to make it like merch specifically. You can actually have it to where you can accept payments directly on your site, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, I can tell you, definitively, after doing this for many years, it's actually a lot of work to get that all done otherwise. So the fact that they have a way to just integrate it really simple is really nice. So you'd have to do that. But before we even, like I said, no pressure on that. Do it, at your leisure. But what we want to talk about right now, so this is the actual site and designing the site. Before I get into designing the site, what I want to do is I want to show you, I just want to go back into the CMS for a second so that you really understand the back end of everything that we're going to be dealing with here, right? So let's go into, we're just going to click on this Wix thing right here. And this is going to be the content management system, the dashboard that you may have saw in the beginning. So yes, now we have a site, but this back end is actually important to understand because it controls everything, right? So it's the admin portal. So I'm just going to go over this little area here to make sure you understand these things. And then what we'll do is we'll actually go into the homepage and design the homepage, right? So setup, obviously you want to walk through all the steps. Home, if you need to get home. Getting paid. So this is if you actually have any payments coming through and where you set up payments, that sort of thing. Events, this is obviously really big for a band. If you have tour dates, things like that, you keep it all managed here, which is really nice. Keeps it all in one place. Sales, again, if you're selling merch, anything like that. Ticket sales as well. If you're handling that on your site, you can do it there. Here we get into catalog. So if there's different products and things, again, this gets into kind of merch and things like that. Store products, it gets into all that information. Blog, so this is obviously the blog to the site, but if you're kind of keeping fan updates and letting people know what's going on, that's where you manage all that. Music library, so yes, they have a built-in music library here on Wix, so you can actually manage all that here, which is awesome. Again, doing it with other platforms, there's a lot of integrations and things you got to do. This just makes it easy. That's the whole key with Wix. It makes things easy. So that's the music library. Video library, same idea. You can always, use Vimeo or these other platforms, but they have it built into Wix again, just to make it easy, which is the key. And then we have portfolios, so the different projects and things. I don't know how much, we'll have to look at where that kind of plays into the website design and if that even makes sense. Apps, so this is something that if you want an app, a specific functionality and you don't have it, you can basically build it in. Something that comes to mind is if you wanted like live chat on your site. I don't know if that really makes sense for a band, but if you wanted live chat, you'd be able to put that on there. Site mobile apps. So this gets into the more nitty gritty advanced stuff, but like logos and branding, website and SEO, all that stuff can be here. Inbox. So if you have contact forms, things like that, people submit them. You can have the information come in here or forward to an email address, whatever works for you. Customers and leads. So if you have contacts that have submitted their information, this will actually store it all in one place. Marketing, if you want to get into marketing. Now, we're not going to do much of that right now. And if you want to get into marketing, this will really help you understand and do that better. Analytics will help you understand where people are actually visiting on your site. So you can actually see once it's live and once everybody's on there, you can see where they're all going. And then automations, again, more advanced stuff. Now, we won't talk too much about it, but that is the back end. So that's kind of the administrative portal and just my brief overview of that. And we'll come in and out of here as we go through this tutorial just because there's different parts. Your homepage is your band's first impression, so it needs to really grab that attention fast. So feature a high quality photo of your band, a short introduction, and a sample of your latest music. You want to include a strong call to action like, listen now or watch our latest video or, join our email list. The next part here is the homepage, okay? So when we talk about the homepage, there's a few things that you have to know. So most websites are built this way, right? They'll have the header and then the footer and then everything in between. So when you're working on the homepage, the first thing we want to do is get the header, the navigation done, and then we'll go down, do the footer part, and then we'll do the middle part. The thing to understand is that the header and the footer, they will carry across all pages. So we just want to get those right first. So let's dive in and go ahead and focus on that. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take care of this navigation and get this all set up. I actually did a little bit of work to get this adjusted, but basically what we do, we manage the menu. I hid the home page. I didn't really think it was needed. And then I essentially just rearranged it. I got rid of EPK, which is Electronic Press Kit. If you're not a bigger band, you probably don't need it yet. And then I added the merch and then the blog and then the contact. Pretty easy to add any pages. You just click right here, add page, and you can just select the pages that you want to add. So if we're like, okay, we want to add a page, just click and you can select any of them here. And then, it's pretty much set up. Otherwise, if the pages aren't showing up and hey, we have a store page or a blog page, you go into here. For instance, with the blog, I had to go to here and I had to do settings and I had to unhide it from the menu. But for the most part, we're all set up on the navigation here. I think we're good. We've got about, music, tour, merch, blog, and contact, right? The second thing is we want to look at our social bar and set our social links. This had Facebook previously. I removed Facebook. Just generally speaking, you only want to have the ones where you're actually active. So if you're not all that active on Instagram, then just delete it. There's no reason to have it. YouTube, you're probably active on. Most artists are. So you would just go to here and add the web address to your YouTube. So we'll just leave it like that and assume that those, that's where we're really active. And we've also got this login bar here. This is going to be big for people who actually want to purchase merch, things like that. So we will leave that up as well. So I would say the header is actually in pretty good shape right now. We're going to go right back to here, click back to blog or to the home page. And we should all be good on the header and the navigation. Okay, so scrolling down, let's go down to the footer, right? So this is the footer. This is all the different socials that you're active on. And then we've got this information here. You definitely don't need the secured by Wix or, powered and secured by Wix. We could just get rid of that. 2035 by the Toxic Void. This would be whatever your band name is. I think that was just part of the theme here. So we have that. And then we've got follow us on. You definitely want to set the social links. Again, get rid of the ones that you're not that active. So let's say Facebook and Instagram aren't it for us, but we want to make sure all the others are good. We'll go ahead and set that up. We should be good there. Okay, and then what we want to do here, we do need to add a form. So this is just a contact form. And kind of like a catch-all general contact form that we want to have, right? So we're going to click on edit form because you never know. I mean, this could be, different people wanting to sponsor you, contact you about appearing in, certain shows, things like that. So you always want to have a contact form. So we're going to do first name, last name, email address. I don't really know that we need a phone number. You can put phone in here if you want it. And then you also want to do long answer. Don't do short answer. And then long answer, we'll just adjust this to say, what do you need help with? All right, and we'll adjust this. What do you need help with? There we go. And we will click on save. Okay, so now what's going to happen is, well, right now the form isn't there, and you're probably thinking, well, where's the form? We'll click on settings right here, and we'll click on my form. And now the form is actually live. So we're going to go ahead and click on save. For right now, we'll keep on the free Wix domain. But I do advise you with your band page to eventually what you want to do. We're going to publish this. I'll show you. So right now, right, technically we do have a live site, right? But if you want to get rid of this start now thing and you want to have your own domain, which you should, you can actually upgrade to do that, and just right here, connect your domain, and you'll have to upgrade to a paid plan, but it's actually worth it anyway, because when it comes to selling merch and all that stuff, it just makes sense to have a paid plan, because you'll be able to do it. Basically opens up a lot more functionality for the site, and it's really affordable. It's not really that expensive, to be honest. But anyway, so navigation up here, we got that all set up. We've got the header all set right here. So we're all good from the top part, the header and the footer, navigation and all that is all good now. So now what we have to do is really focus on the middle part, right? So now we're really focused on what is going on at the middle. Now, this image is very unique, and it's going to be very specific to this particular band. I mean, if you have like a dark color, this may make sense, but you may say, I hate it and I don't want it at all. And you could do this background, for instance, or this one, or any image that you think really represents the band. You can also do a video. I think this is pretty cool. When you do a video, and if you can get a video of your own band, you could do this, but we could do something like this and change the background. And now we've actually got a video. So I'll preview it. We've actually got a video of somebody playing the guitar, right? Which is kind of cool. So they have stock footage video like this that you can get. It just depends on what you're looking for, but kind of a cool way. I think it looks a lot better than images personally. Obviously, this text here, we would want to adjust this. One of the best things about Wix, all you need to do to adjust things, just double click on it and you can adjust it, right? So we could change the font size to, whatever size we want, whatever size is appropriate for us. We'll just say 40. And then we'll also say, yeah, you know what? We want this to be bold, and let's space this out a little bit too into here. We're going to select this. It's the lines are too close. So we're going to do this, and we want to do line spacing right here, and we will actually do line spacing a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so that is all set. So this is a little bit hard for me to do on it, just the trackpad here. So welcome to Ronnie on the drums, experience the rhythm. This is just, the logo of what it was. I don't really like that. We can obviously keep this experience the rhythm or just get rid of it. Ronnie on the drums right there. And this, again, this is the key. We can adjust anything that we want. We can add an image here. If you just want to add an image, you click on add elements, image, buttons if you want to do that. I do like how they have a buy tickets thing right here, because, going on tour and such, that's usually how a lot of artists will make their income. So we'll click on preview here. And when you click on preview, you can actually see if someone clicks on buy tickets, what happens? Well, you can actually see the upcoming shows that are coming, right? And they can click on buy tickets. And the nice thing is that we have all this information, right? Everything here, it tells you the actual location of everything. You can always go back to editor if you want to edit these pages to show you how it actually works. But if they select these tickets, it actually has it all the way down to this, which is pretty amazing, right? This is not easy to do. If you're thinking this is easy to do, go ahead and create a site and try to do this stuff. This is difficult. Wix does all this for you. It makes it very simple to be able to do this, which is pretty awesome. And to be able to let people select the specific places and actually buy the tickets, that's a huge deal if you don't realize it. So, if you're trying to sell tickets, that's actually a really, really cool functionality that Wix has that is a lot harder to get than you may realize. So that's all good with the buy tickets, band updates and news. So this is really just the blog, and we'll get into actually editing the blog in a little bit. But this is basically going to be with the blog where you have different posts talking about the different things that you're doing, which is good. I think that's good on the homepage. And then we have here the latest album, which obviously makes a lot of sense. We'll talk about how to manage your music in a little bit here. Well, actually, I'll dive into it. So when you click on manage your music, right, we go into here, it actually goes into the back end, the CMS of the platform, and it's already fully built out. I mean, you can do an album, a single, or a playlist. Wix has a whole module built out just for music. So they have all this, and you basically, clicking on one of these, create an album. It gives you all the details, everything you need. You can even price it if you want to do that. There's a lot of different things that Wix will allow you to do here. For now, I'm just going to show you, this would be, this looks good, right? We can have that. It comes with its own player, like what you see here. And you can obviously adjust the imagery in the back end. This is, Toxic Void, Raging Clouds. You can adjust this, the name of it, everything really easily. And then we have the contact form here. So I think that overall the homepage does make a lot of sense. Let me dive into the blog here just a little bit. When you click on Manage Posts, all of it will be managed in the CMS. Again, I don't want to dive too deep into this because we'll do it a little bit in a minute. But this is basically everything that we really need on a band's homepage. And I think it's, generally a really good design. So aside from having to change images, I should say too, if you want to change the, like the background or something, because you're like, oh, this is ugly, this is black. Let's go ahead and just change the background instead of black. We'll change it to, that color's so ugly. I'd like to do a color that actually makes any sense whatsoever, right? So maybe like this blue. Let's just say that blue, and I know everyone's going to be different, but let's say that this blue would actually do it. There we go. So now we actually have a decent color in the background instead of just a black color, right? So you can adjust everything within Wix. It's very simple, you guys. You just click, you drag, you can edit. If you ever need to add, like if you wanted to add a about section so that people could learn more about the brand right on the homepage, or the band right on the homepage, you can do that. So we click right up here, add section, and click on about, and you can actually have all that. I just want to make clear with this whole tutorial, I'm going to kind of show you some of the functionality. I'm not going to spend all of our time actually doing the design, but I'm going to show you the functionality that you need to know. So that's a lot of the functionality for now. And that's pretty much, I would say we're good on the homepage. We'll move on to the other pages here in a minute. Your music page is where fans can listen to your songs. So whether you're embedding tracks from Spotify, SoundCloud, or Wix's built-in music player, you want to make it easy for visitors to stream and purchase your music. If you have albums or singles for sale, link directly to platforms like Bandcamp, Apple Music, or your own store. Okay, so next let's move to the music page, obviously an important one. So we go on to music, you see here, we've got the name of the band up top. We can have our own logo or just delete theirs, whatever, and you can adjust the size of this, whatever you want to do. But the more important thing here is we have all the music, and I'm just going to click on preview. And again, Wix comes with its own player. So we've got this, right? We've got our album right here, and we can just click play. Okay, they do actually have some music. So it'll do that. They also have live performances. So if you integrate this, it's a cool way with the Wix player. You can actually show some of your live performances right on here, which is pretty neat if you're proud of those and there's some that you filmed that you think are really good. And then in the spotlight, if you have any music that you really want to highlight or any images, you can do that as well. But yeah, I mean, really, with this, you can also, if you have multiple albums, you can link below, right? And have all the albums for purchase and things like that. But if not, and you just want to showcase your recent album, which I think is probably the smartest because the recent music is where you really want people to go. You can just showcase it right here. And it is obviously really easy to do. So let's go click on back to editor here. I'm going to click in, and again, managing music. We touched on this a little bit a minute ago, but right here, album, EP, single, playlist, you can add all of them to it. We'll click in, I'll actually show you a little bit more. So we go into here, we can add the cover, the name, the version, artist, genre, description, any download options, etc. if you want to do that. And then if we just click save and, let's see, save and add tracks, you can see that you will actually be able to add all your tracks directly onto here. And then just showcase that on your site directly, right? And you'll be able to name them, all that stuff too. So actually adding your music is very simple to do. If you have all the, all the data, everything that you need, all the songs, etc. If you have them all, it's really simple to do on here. And it's nice that Wix has their own player and everything. Again, that actually can be pretty complicated if you're using other website builders. So to be able to do it here makes it really, really easy. Next is your tour and events page. So if you play live shows, you need to have a tour page that lists your upcoming gigs. You want to include the date, time, venue, and the ticket links for each show. If you offer private bookings for events or house concerts, you want to mention that here as well and include a contact form for inquiries. Next, let's talk about the tour and events page. So I just have the tour here. Upcoming shows. So again, this is pretty easy. It's managed in the back end of Wix again. So we click into here and we can click on Manage Event. And you can see here, there's a little Events tab. All you need to do is just click Add Event. And if we click that event, I'll show you this is actually what will happen. It'll pop up and then you'll fill out obviously all the information. And you'll put everything that you need to put within there, including tickets and seating, settings, features, promotions, any promotions that you're doing, things like that, any actual orders, guests. It's really nice because when you have this, you can actually sell tickets right on the website. So if anybody's like, oh, I really would like to see, what you guys are doing, blah, 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 you can say, great, go to the site and we'll take care of you there, right? And they can actually book everything right here. The seating map thing is such a big deal. So really cool functionality that you can't get everywhere. So the seating map is really cool. I already showed that to you a little bit earlier. But just the fact that they have all this, again, it makes it really easy to do all this. I mean, all you got to do is fill out all the information and you're pretty much set to go. To be able to accept the payments, you do have to have the upgraded plan, which I already talked about. No pressure for you at all or anything like that, but you do have to have that in order to allow payments. But it is nice to actually do the payment processing yourself. It will save you quite a bit of money if you're able to do it that way. But yeah, just upcoming shows, you show it, you put them all up here and you're able to just add all the tickets, the RSVPs, all the different events. I would advise you to have when, it comes to your own shows, things like that. Maybe you don't label this as tour, maybe you label it as shows. But what I would do is I would have your own page on your website individually to separate this out because I feel like it can kind of get lost in the noise. And obviously you want people to come see you live. That's one of the best ways to make money is the tickets. So just setting it up as an individual page is definitely the way to go like we have it here. The About Us page helps new visitors connect with your band on a personal level. So share your story, how you formed, your influences, and any major milestones in your career. If you've played notable venues, worked with big names or received any press coverage at all, highlight it here to build credibility. So the About page, this one is important. Not as important. It's not going to drive as much revenue as some of these others, but it is important to kind of sell your story for people that maybe know about you or don't fully know about you, and they're trying to learn more about you. So the About page, here, obviously I'd adjust this with images of your own. You could put all the content that you want about yourself here. The other thing I would do, so obviously, unless you're doing solo, you probably have other people. So we're going to add a section here. We'll actually put team. And you can adjust this to add your team, right? So I'm just going to click and bring this down, right? And we've got this here. So we've got team. Obviously, we can delete this top part, right? Because it's like, okay, we're not really, this is kind of corporate, right? We don't really need that, especially on a band website. But what we do need to have is going to be all this information. And we would, obviously move this up, et cetera. But what we do have here is this right here. And obviously all your different band, the folks that are in your band, you'd want to adjust this, put images of them. You can add, obviously what they play and put more information about each of them, have a link to all their social media, that sort of thing. So one thing I would probably advise you to do on the About page is to add something like that, just to make it so that people know more about your bandmates, et cetera. Unless you're, like I said, a solo artist, that'd be different. But yeah, the About page, the biggest thing, just make sure that you're telling your story and really connect with people so that they know who you are and what you guys are all about. And next, you're going to have the merchandise store to get some merch, right? So selling band merch is a great way to make extra income to promote your band. Use Wix's e-commerce features to sell t-shirts, posters, vinyl records, stickers, and more. Make sure to include professional photos and easy checkout options. Okay, next is the merchandise, and that's where we just go to merch here. And this one is a little bit unique. So let me zoom out for some reason. Let me zoom in. So this is pretty cool. So this merch, it's neat because it kind of has it set up, but this is just like everything else. So you click on Manage Products. It's going to bring you into the back end, into the CMS. And again, you could sell all your merch directly on your site, right? And you can have all this stuff, right? See, a band poster. We can always add new product and do that, but we'll just click in. And what we can do is we can see what is actually available here. So you can put the images, right? The name, ribbon, description, just more, descriptive information. The price, you can always mark it on sale. So if you want to give like, oh yeah, it's on sale, it's a really good deal, right? Good way to kind of get people to buy things. And then also show price per unit, cost of goods, profit, and margin. This is kind of cool because if you're like, okay, how much money did we actually make? Like every time that we sell a poster for $15, we really make, $12. Well, you can actually put all this in here, right? So if you sell for 15, it'd be 12. So it'd be $3 cost per good, $12 profit, margin 80%. That actually will put all that information in there for you, which is kind of cool. And you will be able to then pull reports later to see how much revenue your band is actually making a month, every month. And you may think like, I'm not that numbers guy. That's just not my thing. It's okay. It's nice because Wix will actually calculate a lot of this for you. And you can just pull a report to see it all pretty quick and easy. And then also the different options. So if you want to add different sizes, et cetera, you can do that. And then also inventory, if you want to say how many inventory, how many you have in stock. If you want people to be able to pre-order and just pay before they even actually get it, not a bad idea. Subscriptions, this would be kind of a unique thing. I mean, you could really pair this with like something like Patreon, where maybe you say, hey, for $10 a month, you can keep track of everything we're doing behind the scenes. And then you have a special thing with Patreon. Or you could just do it here within Wix and have like a subscriptions and just make sure that you give them some special things that they don't see otherwise. And then they do have store analytics as well, right? So the store analytics, obviously the data isn't really going to be here, but it's nice because it really tells you everything you need to know about what you're selling on your store, all the different things that you're selling, whether it be hoodies, t-shirts, posters, etc. It'll all be listed here. But again, we obviously don't have sales data. We don't have a ton of stuff listed. But actually doing it and setting it all up, very simple to do. You just saw it really doesn't take much. It's all just about going in here, managing the products, adding the images in, and then just adding the descriptions of things. And then you're pretty much all set and people can just buy directly on the site so long as you have set up the payment method and things like that. And next is a contact page. So whether a venue wants to book you or a fan wants to send you a message, your contact page should make reaching out simple. So you want to include an email address, social media links, and a form for booking inquiries as well. If you have a booking agent or a manager, you also want to list their contact here. Next is the contact page, and actually similar to the other one. So it doesn't actually have a contact form on here. We could just click on settings and we'll just add the exact same contact form that we already built earlier. There's no reason to really build out another one. You could build out a second one if you want a different contact form. The other thing is if you have, management information here, booking, any booking agents or anything like that, they have all the information there. So it kind of has it all set up. We could just say, I don't know what is with that. We'll move that down a little bit, but it's nice. I mean, the contact form, the biggest thing, just have a contact form, right? That's the biggest thing. You'll probably get some spam as you get some friends or some fans because they'll just want to say, oh, I love what you guys are doing, blah, 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 which is great and all. But at the end of the day, what we really want to do is get it so that they can do a contact form, easily fill that out. And then also if they scroll down, management booking information. But yeah, the biggest thing, just make sure that there's a contact form. This page is really simple. Just make it so people can contact you because you never know what you're missing out on. If you don't have this page built, you really never know what you're missing out on. Next is really optional, but it's a great way to connect with the community. It's a blog or what they call like a fan updates page, right? So this page can keep your fans engaged by sharing behind the scenes content, tour stories, or announcements. So whether you're writing about your songwriting process, road trip adventures, or upcoming releases, this section really helps keep your audience involved and interested in your journey. And then we also want to go over the blog page or kind of the fan updates page, right? So the blog, when they go to here and they actually click on the blog, so they're going to see a blog page. So let me show you here. So we click on blog, they're going to see a blog page. So the way that websites work, there is a blog page. So there's the page, that's the blog. And then every blog post that you write is shown on the page. So this is the blog page. Every one of these is a blog post. Don't ask me why they set it up that way. That's just that's how all websites are set up, right? That's just how they've decided to do it. So when you want to write something to your fans and show it to appear on the blog, so you want to write a post, really simple, you just click on manage posts. And just like everything else with Wix, I mean, they've already built it out and really thought about it and made it really simple. So you just click on create new post. And I'm going to edit one of these so you can see what a finished one would look like. When you actually do that, you can see this is what you'd be able to do. This is an AI generated picture, by the way, kind of cool. Not a terrible picture, but you put the title up here. You put content about what it is that you want to write about. You can add images in here. And that's obviously, really easy to do. If we wanted to add an image, we will click on add. and we could just add an image as needed. Obviously, images of your band, etc., would make the most sense. I should say you can also, I just mentioned you could do the AI image creation. So if we want to do a photo, man singing in front of Mike, I just want to show you again the functionality here. I don't know where you would use this on the site, but I think it's important to show that you can technically create AI images. The reason why this is important, you don't have to pay for these images. Right? After they get created, you can actually just use them. You don't have to give any attribution to anybody, and it can save you quite a bit of money. So we'll click create one more time. I didn't really like that one. And let's say that this one's good, whatever it looks like. Okay, we're going to go with that one. We'll say it's good. We'll use that image. We'll click save. And now you can see, once it's updated, there we go, add to page. And now we actually have that image within the blog post, right? So pretty cool. And then we'll publish this one. And then now let's close this out. Let's go to preview. And again, we're on the blog page. If they click on your blog post, we'll get into here. And there's that image that you just added. There we go. So that's how it all works. That's how the blog page works. Again, this is big because a blog, you can look at this as a way for your fans to kind of follow you, especially if you're on the road, things like that. Your fans can actually follow you and see updates and what you have been up to and what the band's working on. And it's a really good way to stay connected to everyone. So I highly advise that you use it. So congrats, you have officially made it. Now, if you followed everything in this tutorial, you now have a fully functional band website. And while there will always be things that you tweak over time, you've really built a strong foundation to showcase your music, book more gigs, and grow your fan base. This website gives you the visibility that you need to take your band to the next level. Oh, and remember that big mistake that I mentioned earlier? Well, spoiler, it's actually not about the website at all. So the number one mistake that most bands make is not using email marketing effectively. So many bands assume that once someone visits the site, they already know them, so they'll stream their music and become a fan immediately. Or, sign up forever, whatever, and buy stuff. That's not how it works. Fans often need multiple touch points before fully engaging with your band. So email marketing, it can help keep you connected with your audience. So you can collect emails through your site and then send updates about new music, tour dates, and exclusive content. A well-timed email can turn a casual listener into a loyal fan. Now, to make this process easier, I recommend using Brevo, which integrates with Wix seamlessly and makes email automation very simple. So you can go ahead and click on the link right here to check that out, or click on the link in the description, completely free to try. Your band's website is more than just an online presence. It's a powerful tool for connecting with fans, booking gigs, and growing your career. Now, if you found this video helpful, click on the like button. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I would love to help you create a site that gets your music heard and helps you stand out in this very competitive industry. Thanks for watching.